that little bit of luck on occasions. Would today be any different? Jim Carney watched this one for us.
No fewer than 12 of this Kildare team enjoyed the spectacular run to the 1998 All-Ireland final. The three in since then are Derek Maher at left full-back, Johnny Doyle at centre-forward and Tyke Finnan at full-forward. In positional switches, the big move is Martin Lynch from the full-forward line to midfield. The Louth vacancy at left full-back is filled by Brendan Riley wearing number 17. Further afield, Aidan O'Neill comes back to midfield after missing the Division 2 league final because of a family bereavement. And up front, JP Rooney is switched to top of the right, with Cathal O'Hanlon now at top of the left, number 15. Referee Brian Crowe from Cavan starts off a big game between Louth in their traditional red and the team known for obvious reasons as the Lily Whites. First attack of the game is to Louth. It's to Ollie MacDonald, receiving from Peter McGuinness. Dropping one in for Darren Kerwin. Kildare there in numbers. Nicely out by John Finn. Well, right from the start, Louth have played Brian Phillips at fullback and Stephen Neely at right fullback as Martin Lynch sets up another attack for Kildare. Helped by Anthony Rainbow. Willie McCreary to Anthony Rainbow, who has played plenty of football in the forwards. He's very confident going forward always, and he's opened the account. Good point by the returned Anthony Rainbow, who was out with suspension, but he's back, fit and keen and accurate. Good ball to the full forward Darren Kerwin. Ronan Quinn there for Kildare. This one relatively easy for Christy Byrne. Although Kildare beginning to make it a little bit harder on themselves, and then Christy Byrne with distance but not with accuracy. Cathal O'Hanlon to Martin Farley, who is outstanding in the National League. Hard challenge went in there from Willie McCreary. Now this free may be from where the ball lands. Who's getting the card? Dermot Early. Brian Crowe seems to be giving a card there to Dermot Early. Mark Stanfield with a chance to open Louth's account. That he does. A good kick. Went for power even though it was from close range. Making no mistake, Mark Stanfield from the O'Connell's club. Here's Martin Farley. Dropping it in once again towards Darren Kerwin at full forward. Martin Lynch there to wash the breaks for Kildare. And then they give it away. Ollie MacDonald. Oh, lovely pickup by JP Rooney. Nice turn too. What a great score this would be. And it is. JP Rooney, so skillful there, so sharp and so deadly in his finishing. Oh, this is a lovely piece of play by Louth here. The pickup was exquisite. Beautiful turn too. And the finish was the icing on the cake. Dermot Early knocking it down to Eddie McCormack. On to Glenn Ryan. Kildare playing some good football, but they had some bad wides too. John Finn, great ball to the raving Willie McCreary in a great position. Will he try to bury a goal? Willie McCreary, save, well saved by Colin Nally. Not even at the expense of a 45. Louth can get in the clearance. Great work by the goalkeeper Nally. Willie McCreary did nothing wrong, was probably right to go for the goal. And then it's put wide by John Finn. Everything going wrong for Kildare now, although Louth are responsible for a lot of that. Well, Willie McCreary in a good position, got past to Brian Phillips for a goal effort, and then Nally did brilliantly to parry it. Familiar sight for Kildare fans, Glenn Ryan orchestrating the show, looking for Dermot Early. Dermot considering his options. The transfer was a little bit loose, but it falls to Eddie McCormack, who makes no mistake with a beautiful drive from play. Beautifully flighted by Eddie McCormack from Clane. A very special silver jubilee for Mick O'Dwyer. It's 25 years since he was introduced to inter-county senior football management. Well blocked by Carl O'Dwyer. Aaron Hoy won it back, but then Dermot Early got it for Kildare and put it over the bar. So Dermot early, after a couple of wides early on, some typical early high fielding. And so it's half-time as Kildare turn it around to forge a lead of 2 points, 7-5. Now, what can Louth find in this crucial period of the game? They can't afford to slip any further behind against a team of Kildare's experience. David Riley. Found Nicky Malone, the Louth captain, trying so hard to get into the game. Didn't quite run for him in the first half all that well. Oh, good ball in. Bounced off a couple of Louth players. Carlo Hanlon is being pushed out the field. But it's gone in, and it's a point for Louth. And that's one they needed. And it's come from the substitute, David Riley, making a mark in the 3rd minute of the 2nd half. Glenn Ryan coming hard here for Kildare. Booted on by the Louth man. Great running by Nicky Malone. Great ball inside. Is there a goal shot on here for David Riley? Great save by Christy Byrne. To Nicky Malone. It's a point, but it might well have been a Louth goal. They're level. But Louth were a Christy Byrne save away from taking the lead. Louth got their point. An equalising point at that. Then Ryan to cut it out for Kildare. What a lovely position he picked up. The experience telling there to Martin Lynch. And Martin Lynch has come forward a few times now without scores coming from it. So let's see what he'll try here. Nicely on to Ken Doyle. Going for the equalising point. What an incisive burst that was by Ken Doyle. Snapped up the pass from Martin Lynch, who read the game well. On for David Riley against Martin Lynch and Willie McCreary. Nicely out to Aidan O'Neill. Strong man. On the 45-metre line to Nicky Malone, who tried to get onto his left foot. Well, the intention was good. Can Martin Farley keep it in? He can with the struggle. Against Eddie McCormack. Carlo Hanlon in support. Out to Nicky Malone. That's ambitious, but it's brilliant. Superb execution of the kick by the Louth captain. And what an example he's showing to his teammates around him. J.P. Rooney with the pass. Nicky Malone with a scoring drive, and a really good one it was. Aaron Hoy there for Louth, playing well in this 2nd half. Good ball on for J.P. Rooney. Nicky Malone calling for the pass. Instead, he sprayed it across the field to David Riley. Oh, that's a tremendous drive by David Riley. He's had a big influence on the 2nd half proceedings. Brian Lacey on to Glenn Ryan. Kildare doing a lot of things that are good and right too, but they're just not on a consistent scoring touch. Willie McCreary to Martin Lynch. From there, a score surely, yes! That's much more like it as a shooter from Martin Lynch, but he did pass a good point too only a few minutes ago. Well, great work by Willie McCreary, laying it off to his clean clubmate Martin Lynch for the point. Peter McGinnity looking for big Seamus O'Hanlon. Glenn Ryan in control for Kildare. And in the last 10 minutes or so, the Kildare defence really has tightened up, and they're playing it well out of defence too. Glenn Ryan, who started this move 17 metres back to John Finn. Good attacking run by the Kildare man. Brought to ground. The lead point surely for Kildare. Oh, it's a penalty. John Finn attacking for Kildare. The referee must have been happy that it was inside the line. Porrick Graven with the penalty for Kildare. Beautifully slotted home.
An incident off the ball at the other end of the field left Brian Lacey on the ground. The linesman called the referee's attention, and after consulting with the umpire, two players, Louth's Colin Kelly, who had just come on the field, and Brian Lacey from Kildare, were both sent off. After that, each side added another point to leave the final score: Kildare 112, Louth 12 points.
I think we were looking in the end, Jim. I think when we went 2 points down with about 10 minutes to go there, I thought we were in big trouble. But, you know, we just kept at it in the last 10 minutes. I think John Finn made a great breakthrough there, and the penalty was the actual decisive score in the game, you know. So I think to get a goal at that stage was very important.
Really, it wasn't on my mind at all for goal or penalty at that stage at all. It was just literally to get a score, because that's what we needed at that stage to settle ourselves down. So I haven't seen it on television, and I don't know where I was fouled or tackled or whatever, but the important thing was that we got the score off it, and Porrick dispatched the penalty very well.
I mean, the next year is going to be the big one. I mean, Offaly beat us last year, you know, at the same stage, you know, in the first round. So it's going to be very hard. Like, I mean, Offaly and Kildare, it's always been close down the years, and I'd say the next day will be no exception. But I mean, it was great to get over today, and we were looking forward to the next day.
So then, the Leinster champions of 2 summers ago have now lined themselves up for a meeting with the champions of 3 summers ago. That, of course, Offaly. Kevin, looking at this one, I suppose, with Meath out of the championship, everybody's been looked at now as potential champions in Leinster. What are Kildare's credentials after that game, do you reckon?
They've as good a chance as anybody, Michael, I suppose. And they'll see with Meath out of the way, they'll really fancy their chances too. But Kildare haven't changed a lot over the few years I've been watching them. You know, they're still a very short team at the back and get players behind the ball. They still don't get the scores for the amount of ball they possess during the game. So they're going to have a big game against Offaly. Yeah,
they look most effective. You were making the point to me when they actually go down route one, simple game, which we've taken out an example of this, Ken Doyle's point.
Yeah, it's a critical score for them as well, but they build up very well. They're very fast with the transfer from defence, and we can follow it here very nicely. It's going down the middle, nice and easy. Martin Lynch has it. And you see the deep runner. Ken Doyle is just on as a sub, and this is great. He cuts right through, and for a change, he finishes very well. The Kildare forwards had 17 wides today, Michael. I mean, that's too big a total if you win in championship games. So that was a critical score for Kildare, and they needed it badly because Louth were shaking them at that stage.
Well, I'll tell you another critical score for Kildare. This was the penalty. Now, a little bit like the hurling where there was this disputed goal did it cross the line. Was he inside when he was fouled?
Well, we can pick it up here again. John Finn made a great burst. He had a great game today, John. But there's a few people hedging.
That was outside.
Oh, there's a few people hedging their bets there in the interviews. That was definitely outside. Not Porrick Graven's fault. He still had to put the ball in the back of the net. And the linesman could have possibly given the ref a bit of a help there. He was level with the play. Brian Crowe got caught behind it. It's a critical score. Louth are out of the championship now as a result of it. And that'll hurt them a bit.
OK, well, they're gone. It is Kildare and Offaly. Who do you fancy in that one?
Well, it's going to be an extremely excellent example of contrasting styles, because Offaly will just put men behind the ball and counter-attack the same as Kildare. Offaly have better footballers when they're using their feet. I wouldn't like to call it, Michael. It's really tight.
Yeah. OK, we'll leave it at that for the moment. So, 2 matters in the Ulster Championship.